Hey everybody, it is Justin, your guide into the other side, and a very interesting post we got from the OK Dogs collection, which is part of the OK Bears project. And I was like, okay, that's very interesting. We have some like very official art from, the Bored Ape Yacht Club. First question, what are they drinking? Curtis is pouring out, a glass for us at the Bored Ape Yacht Club. Okay, second question. They're at the Bored Ape Yacht Club Island. And it's very clear we have the OK Dogs, and then we also have the OK Bears, right? And that's very interesting because we haven't gotten any project announcements for different partners coming into Otherside, and I thought this was a very interesting picture. Does this mean we're getting more projects inside of Otherside, potentially? And honestly, I do think that makes a lot of sense, right? And let's just dive into the context for that. But before I wanted to say this, artifacts are OK Dogs allow list. So if you have an artifact, does that mean you get an OK Dogs? That's very interesting. So we'll have to see how that plays out. But let's go over to the context, right? And I wanted to cover the part that was important from the development update that we got yesterday from Eric Reed, right? We're working on enabling other collections from Yugas and others to come into Otherside, right? And we know, okay, at first, when I read this, I thought, and others, just referring to like the mutant, I guess the mutant hounds, World of Women, Rengas, Cryptodes, just the ones that were already inside of that ecosystem, around the round table for Legends of the Mara. But it doesn't seem that way. It actually seems like we're getting a lot more than just that inner circle. And I was like, okay, that's very interesting. Where have we heard that before? And again, I'm going to go back on the timeline and find it. This is actually posted on February 7th. And there's some interesting stuff here. So this is a post by Magic Eden that says, creators of the lifeblood of Web3, that's why we're started the Creator Alliance. So I'll try to zoom in a little bit more so we can read this. A coalition of the top NFT projects in Web3 who are focused on promoting a sustainable royalty framework to empower creators and grow the ecosystem. So we're here to join hands, not fight against each other. And that makes a lot of sense. So again, who are the members, right? Of course, we have Yuga Labs, we have Artifact, we have Pudgy Penguins and Azuki's, 0N14, Sugartown, D-Gods and Utes, Doodles, and then I'm going to keep going on until I hit something that, sounds familiar. Okay, just within the context of like the partners that Yuga already has. Forgotten Runes with the Wizards, yep, that makes a lot of sense. And then what was a little bit interesting was Frame, because that's not necessarily a PFP project, but that's more like infrastructure within the eco. So I thought that probably is worth taking a look at. But I'm going to get to the point, of course, OK Bear's in the smack dab center of this, right? Of this list, all the top projects, amazing projects. And that makes me think, are we going to get more partner collections inside of Otherside? Once that functionality is built out within the foundation, of course, right? So I was like, how is that going to work? Right. Of course, they have to have their 3D assets, but what's the business reasoning? Because I like to look at things in terms of business, right? So, of course, what's happening, right? So again, let's move on to a post by Tenacious here. So he provided some healthy speculation here with Magic Eden X Yuga. So hear me out. What if Magic Eden gives Yuga a small percentage of every trading and minting fee from the ETH marketplace, and in return, Yuga does marketing for the platform, right? So I would say the ETH marketplace royalties is probably, as it pertains to Otherside as a platform, right? Because we know that, in every industry, platforms tend to amplify and provide legitimacy for creators and partner projects within that specific vertical, right? Music artists, go to labels take a certain percentage or however that works. And basically it's marketing expenses for Magic Eden, right? But it's a steady stream of revenue for Yuga. And I thought that was an interesting way that played out. And, that's not just in the context of Otherside. What other platforms are these other projects building out that can also like cross-pollinate between their, collections and, communities? And that's definitely worth taking a look at. It's definitely worth looking through all of the collections here. I'm sorry, guys. I'm like gonna explode. But anyways, yeah, that's gonna be interesting. I thought this was worth talking about because it's a big deal when Magic Eden and Yuga. At first you think it's a marketplace, but when you look a little bit deeper, especially with these alliances and the way that they're doing the gem drop, and then also with the non-fungible DAO, which I've covered in the past, I'll try to contextualize that later. This is very interesting, right? Also, a little bit of alpha. If I scroll down, one of the bears gave some context to the OK Dogs IP pack is coming with 3D assets. So you could be onto something, right? So that immediately I was like, okay, this is probably okay. That's a leading indicator. Very interesting, right? So again, it's all coming together. It's exciting to see everything get built out, especially since we have apes coming home next Thursday. Otherside is going to be a huge point of contact for a lot of projects coming together, playing with each other, hanging out at the Bored Ape Yacht Club, just being able to be with each other, right? And honestly, I thought that was just worth talking about. So again, definitely hit that like and subscribe button if you enjoyed this video. It's always interesting to break down these, partnerships in the background and kind of see how everything is culminating together. Because I think there's a lot more than meets the eye. So anyways, you guys know where to find me. I'll have all the links in the description, and we'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.